Jeff Bezos is expected by many to become the world's first individual trillionaire. Some people admire him for that, while others feel a little less enthusiastic about his wealth. Regardless of how you feel about him, it's hard to deny that the man is able to live a life many of us can only dream of, all while living in houses beyond our wildest imaginations. With his net worth of roughly around $150 billion, Jeff Bezos has been able to purchase an insane amount of property. How much, you ask? Enough to make him the 25th largest landowner in the United States, rivaling forestry companies and the biggest ranchers in the U.S. He's purchased 3 mansions, a DC townhouse, plenty of land in Los Angeles, and a massive ranch. Today, we're going to take a look at the lavish properties that Jeff Bezos owns and see exactly what he spends his money on inside them. Medina, Washington. The first big real estate purchase Jeff made was in Medina, Washington. If this name sounds familiar, that's because it's a rather popular spot for the tech-savvy billionaires of the world. Bill Gates owns his main residence just miles away from Jeff, and many of the executives at Microsoft also own properties on the water here. That being said, it's no wonder that Jeff purchased this property in the sleepy lakeside town. It's close enough for him to be near Amazon headquarters, but tucked away enough for him to be able to relax and unwind after a day at work. When Jeff was married to his now ex-wife Mackenzie Bezos, they purchased a 5-bedroom, 4-bath home on a 5.3-acre lot right on the water. The initial home was 20,600 square feet, 10 times the average size of a house in America. But when you've got big money, you can afford to buy big properties. However, 7 years after the initial purchase, Jeff decided that it wasn't quite enough. He purchased the neighboring property, a 5-bed, 3-bath home, for $50 million. This additional 8,300 square foot home would be enough for most people, but Jeff certainly isn't most people. He then renovated the house for $28 million. Though the interior of the home is rather hush-hush, it is known that there's a pool, spa, and gourmet kitchen, and I have a sneaking suspicion there's probably Amazon Fires on every TV and Alexas in every room. On top of the 2 homes, there's also a 310-foot-long pool and party house on the lake. From the water, people can see Jeff's mini water toys, including speedboats, jet skis, and kayaks. All in all, the home in Medina has cost him at least $88 million. Washington, D.C. One city is never enough for billionaires, and I completely understand why. I often have business in several cities over the course of a week, and there's nothing better than knowing you have another home to pop into when you're out on business. If Jeff's ever in Washington, D.C. on business, well, he's got a rather opulent place to relax. He purchased the largest home ever sold in Washington, D.C., and it didn't come cheap. The 100-year-old property was a former textile mill and cost $23 million for the initial purchase. The property includes 2 homes. Combined, that adds up to 25 bathrooms, 11 bedrooms, and 3 gourmet kitchens. The 27,000-square-foot home underwent massive renovations from 2016 to 2019, which resulted in the city issuing over $16,800 worth of traffic tickets during construction. The $12 million renovation will add 5 living rooms to the home, 2 elevators, 2 workout rooms, and a solarium. The home will have 191 doors, almost all of which are custom mahogany or bronze. There will also be an added whiskey cellar and live-in guest quarters. It's also rumored that he's purchased the 4-bedroom home across the street from the textile mill for $5 million, but that's only a rumor. Texas Ranch. It seems every billionaire buys a house in the middle of nowhere for when they want to get away, and Jeff is no different. He purchased a 165,000-acre ranch outside of Van Horn, Texas, which is oddly called Corn Ranch. This massive ranch is nearly the size of New York City, though it has a lot less glitz and glamour. The ranch cost millions of dollars and serves as the home base for Blue Origin, his space flight company, but it also serves another purpose. According to Jeff, the ranch ranch was bought to give his children a taste of the ranch life during summer. That certainly beats some of the summer camps I was going to as a kid. New York. Of course, every bigwig has to have a property in New York. Jeff doesn't have one, however. In 1999, he purchased 3 condos in the Century Building overlooking Central Park. At the time, it cost him a cool $7.65 million. The condos are located in what's called Billionaire's Row, one of my favorite areas of New York. In 2012, Jeff bought yet another property in the Century Building. The additional unit cost him $5.3 million. The building has a luxury pool, spa, and childcare centers, as well as private doormans and elevators. But the Century Building didn't give Jeff everything he needed. Apparently, in 2019, he purchased an $80 million super complex at 212 Fifth Avenue. This included a 3-level penthouse that has 5 bedrooms and a 7-room master suite, which includes a master bath with a soaking tub with views of the Empire State Building. The unit has a 5,000-square-foot wraparound terrace with stunning views of the city and, oddly enough, a $20,000 foosball table. In addition to the 3-story penthouse, he also purchased 2 other units in the building. Los Angeles. Los Angeles is a city that Jeff has made not one, but several homes in. He purchased a $24.45 million compound in Beverly Hills, which is a combination of 2 mansions. Little is known about the impressive compound, but it is known that there are 13 bedrooms and 11 baths between the 2 of them. In addition to that mega property, Jeff also recently purchased $90 million worth of hilltop land in Los Angeles, the Warner Estate. Even after purchasing all that land in Los Angeles, Jeff wasn't quite finished. In February 2020, he set a record buying the most expensive home ever sold in LA, the Warner Estate, which he purchased for $165 million. The impressive home was built in 1937 by Jack Warner. If his last name sounds familiar, that's because he founded Warner Brothers. Since then, the property has passed through dozens of wealthy hands, being renovated multiple times over the years. The Warner Estate has 9 acres, the size of 7 football fields. In Los Angeles, that's hard to come by. Believe me, I've been trying. The main residence is 13,000 square feet and has 2 infinity pools, several French gardens, its own golf course, and tennis courts. Naturally, there's 2 guest houses and a house for staff. There's also a motor court with gas pumps so Jeff can fill up his expensive cars. The inside of the home has 8 bedrooms, 9 bathrooms, a movie theater, a full bar, and flooring that was once owned by Napoleon. So, there you have it, the homes owned by the world's richest man. If you've been keeping track, you'll see that we've covered at least $465.1 million worth of homes and renovations, and that's not including how much the ranch cost him. What do you think? What would you buy if you had this kind of money? Let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Oh, and turn on post notifications. As always, I'm Mr. Luxury. Pip pip to doodly doo.